Here we are, and
There
this
we
is
go.
the second to last decider here in Titans League, and we've got Dark in the blue, my side here, played as the Aztecs, and Dark was second place in his group, and he really didn't struggle to get to that second place position. It always felt like to me that MBL was going to be first in that group, so he's our second place player, and he's up against Slam, who is in a really cutthroat group, ended up being at 9 wins and getting that third place spot here, and real excited here. This best of 5 should be extremely close. Just talked about it. We feel like Slam's level is higher if he reaches his peak, but there could be a lot more variance. We don't know what Slam we're going to see today.
Yeah, and I mean, that's been the story around him for years and years and years, and we just keep waiting. Eventually he's going to figure it out, but he's actually devoting less time to the game now than he was before. So I think the window is closing, but I mean, he's still capable of big results. This would be a massive one to get back up to Platinum League, where I think both of us expect, or I think we could fairly say he belongs in Platinum League, in terms of his skill level and his past results, even with, the big moments being there. But he's picked Franks here on Graveyards and Aztecs for Dark, so Aztecs should be slightly favored.
Yeah, I think Aztecs, I mean, we saw so many games with Aztecs already where if they don't fall behind early, they're just so hard to stop, especially with Night Civilizations, right? Because they have the monks, they have the pikes, the combination of pikeman and eagle can be really strong. Now, Dark came forward with his eagle. He didn't take that boar, so he just is scouting early, but chose not to steal the boar in the back of Slam's base.
Yeah, and, well, maybe he kind of thought that Slam Scout was just hanging around a little bit too close. My villagers are smoking today. I don't know what they're doing for you.
Yesterday, all my vills were smoking, and today they're done smoking. So it's just a capture age thing. Dark could kill a villager here, though. First game of the series. That is an unloomed vill, and Slam is... there's no way he could save this villager, right? That's going to be a dead villager.
Oh, he thought about it. He almost got it to an angle where he could do it, but that's a nice snipe there, and I'd rather take a vill than the boar. And you lose less HP taking the villager there than you do the boar as well, because Slam tried to run away. So that's a really great snipe from Dark there. You were mentioning the Aztec comp for like eagles and pikes and stuff being tough to stop. Monks obviously added in there. I think it's more than that. I think Casva proved it yesterday that the problem with the Aztecs is just the production.
Yeah, they produce so quickly.
Like, Casva was behind by 200 units killed. And he just always had another army. It felt like he never won a fight. He was just always, winning the war of attrition against the Lithuanians. And, it's going to be tough here for Slam if he can't keep the night numbers up, or if he loses one fight early, it could be really, really rough.
We should mention that Lithuanians was not picked or banned. And Lithuanians have been picked and played here a lot. Slam's picked a Scout Civ. I'm a little surprised that we've seen Franks instead of Lithuanians. I feel like Lithuanians have a little bit more potential on a map that has these relics. But Slam's always been a comfort player, and I think there is something to that. Just because we see other players preferring certain civs and doing well with certain civs, that doesn't mean that all players are comfortable with that. So Slam's going to go to his strengths here with the Franks. And that kind of rhymed a little bit, but Dark's going to go forward again with something in Dark Age, and he's going with the early barracks. So this, Slam's trying to recover because he lost a vill, trying to be greedy, thinking it's just going to be a fast feudal play, but could lose more if he doesn't scout the militia coming forward.
Yeah, Slam's always going to push that extra gear, though.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
It's not even just like a trying to recover position. If Slam sees a deer, that thing is getting pushed. Okay, and he's still got 2 to go, so he's going to be working away on these 2. At heart, he is a BF player, and if there's greed to be had, he will default towards that.
He does have, I think he has Mongols on his draft too, so I don't know what map we're going to see that, but it'll be the same there. But if you look at his click up here, a standard click up for a Scout Rush these days is at latest 20 pop, but he lost a vill, right? So he's gone up 20 pop again. So he is actually not going to be much faster here than the Man-at-Arm player, or what I assume is the Man-at-Arm player, because the barracks is up from Dark. He hasn't done it yet. So I like everything Dark's done. He's killed the vill. He healed up his eagle a little bit inside of the TC. Good opening for him.
He's also got a nice backwood line for Graveyard standards.
Yeah,
Graveyards, the wood is generally the issue, right? Because there's the little golds all over the place, the stones and everything that you can take. It's like the berries in the wood line early, and Slam's got that wood line all the way at the back. I love the fact that he's already gone for the walls. That's how he's going to mitigate the villager loss, is just walling a little bit earlier. You go up a little bit later. You try and take some smart fights in Feudal Age. But Dark has not even added the militia here, Tristan. So he's just going to go for the walls, and he's just going to open with a solitary range, which is strange. You feel like you want to capitalize over that villager you killed.
Yeah, he had the food for it. He built the barracks before the mill, so I think that was part of his plan. But maybe because he stayed home for so long, he's now feeling more like Hazva did yesterday, and it's just add a couple spears, make sure you don't take damage against the scout rush, and then things should be good. And Slam's going to show up, see the range. He did add the preemptive walls, like you mentioned, just in case something were to come forward, and there goes the stable for Slam. So Slam's going to aim for some damage here, and Slam's an amazing player when it comes to scout control. I think the problem is going to be the follow-up. If walls are down for Dark, what does he do then against the Archer-Spearman combination?
Did you, speaking of players who are amazing with scouts, did you see that one clip of Nilly where his opponent thought he was FK because he lost 3 scouts?
Yes, and the fact that Nilly called it too, he saw the pause, and Nilly just knew this is a courtesy pause, was so funny to me. Oh my god.
And I love the way that, like, any other player would either die laughing or just be super frustrated, and Nilly's just like, this is my life. This is what happens to me.
It's like he's like, yep, I deserved it,
Yeah.
Look at this from Dark, dude. Such low risk. It's so funny. Like, old Aztecs was like tons of militia, tons of pressure all the time. Players have been walling a lot on graveyards, but Slam kills the spear, and Dark with little reaction there. Dark's going to probably lose one villager now.
Oh, Slam targeted another villager. Oh, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Even if you have the scouts on stand ground or no attack or whatever, you target a villain, they can't reach it immediately. They'll go for the next best option.
Oof, that hurts.
So Slam got 2 vills, pretty low HP. He didn't manage to lose the scouts, but I mean, it's going to be really tough for him to get anything rolling with these 3 units.
Yeah, it's like he did enough HP damage to kill a vill and take another one down to half HP. And because of not hitting the one, I mean, the one's still really weak. Dark, are you crazy?
He is crazy, and she's gonna die. No!
Oh
she
my
died.
goodness, she died.
She's dead.
But I have to say, the pathing did not help Slam there in the final moments. The scout just stopped. Holy crap. Anyways, I guess that evens things out a little bit, right? Both players have killed a villager in this game, but this is the weird, awkward, multifaceted army. You've got Eagles, you've got Archers, you've got Spearmen, and Slam's prepped some skirms at home and is going to add a few more scouts to deal with this.
The problem with skirms against Mesosivs, especially if you lost your scouts, they can make Eagles at the same time without adding in a new building, right? So the Eagles are going to be really good against the skirms. The scouts will win the fights against the Eagles, but against 3 of them or 4 of them soon, when you lost 2 of your opening scouts and one of them is at really low HP, that's a rough situation.
Oh man, and this is rough. I mean, a lot of the skirm HP is going down. Archers get pulled to the side for Dark here. He's mainly letting his Eagles do the work, but Slam's done a good job to fight with Vills. That does help. And things got actually really messy there. But yeah, I think this is better for Slam in the end. I don't know. Yeah. Actually, I take it back because Slam's eco is a disaster area, but the fight wasn't too bad.
You got to take your wins where you can, right? You're expected to lose at least a villager if you're engaging there, and you ended up taking out all the Eagles and 2 Archers.
Yeah, that's not
and
too
now
bad.
He only has 1 Eagle on the field, so you can make an additional scout for that guy, and then you can take care of the Archers with your skirms. Plus, you don't need to get horse collars, so you can just start adding in farms here with your excess wood. I think it's okay for him. It's still a problem that the front side of his base is wide open.
Yeah, I really like how patient Dark has been. He knows that Slam is under a lot of pressure and that Slam has to produce a lot of army to stop this. So up until now, he hasn't given Slam an easy opportunity to clear up all the Archers with the skirms. As I say it, of course, now Slam's finding the snipes. And he could kill these Archers,
good
maybe.
Angles. Good angles there from Slam, and he's going to take out another one. He's going to take out another one, and then the scouts can suddenly deal with the Eagles to some extent, as we see a villager helping out as well, and that Eagle's going to go down. Another Eagle should follow shortly. And does Dark have a market yet? He does not. He doesn't have a Darket.
Darket.
He does like using the market, so he's not going to be rushing his way up anytime soon.
I think, though, in this position, just go for a second barracks. You don't even need to rush up to the next stage. The range units are not going to offer all that much for you. As long as you keep
like it's
Eagles
too late
going.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that double barracks Eagle strat on this map. We saw it with MBL, right? MBL did it against Dark. Now, granted, Dark was another Meso
He was
sit there.
Yeah.
But I think we're seeing that play more often. I think Viper did it maybe in his best of 21, if I remember correctly. Adding in the second barracks, getting the armor, and just spamming Eagles. And it can be very strong. But Slam has managed to stop the bleeding here. He's gone for the bigger walls around his resources. And Dark's about to click up, but so is Slam.
Yeah, good job from Slam. It's good recognition from Slam that he needs Castle Age here. I think if he just tried to wait for it to naturally come in, because of how awkward his ecos looked behind some of these fights, it wouldn't be achievable. Does, bring us some concern for Slam because Dark doesn't have to sell his stone and Dark can always boom. But there goes Slam again trying to kill some archers. But now there's 2 Eagles on the field. The only scout for Slam is on 1 HP and their Castle Age times are similar. So the Slam's going to have to fall back here. And this is why the walls are so important, though, because he's currently protected.
Yeah, and this is why those 2 farms are so annoying for Slam. You might want to just abandon those. Like, the fields are done. There's no nutrition there. Just leave. Just leave.
Good
that is
micro here
way
from Dark.
too exposed.
Dude, I would, if I'm going scouts or if I'm Franks especially, I'd prefer to have a forward gold than forward berries, honestly. Yep. Give me the back berries for the safe farms and the good food eco so I can control the gold versus having the safe gold.
Is Slam going
here.
long swords? Say it. Say the line, T90.
Supplies! Let's go. This is the first time I've ever seen Slam try and do this, but, it should be meta. There's been so many balance changes over the last couple years to make supplies cheaper, make it more realistic to try and go long swords against Eagles. I mean, even Eagles have been nerfed a couple times. So Dark's expecting Knights, and Slam's going to try this sneaky longsword play. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, and if you're going long swords, you just have to hide that other barracks.
Yep.
And you cannot show the production. If there's any Eagles near that barracks, you need to hide it for as long as possible.
Mm-hmm. And I guess, the problem is it's very easy for the Aztecs to just use monks to convert the longswords. Eagles can then just run away from the longsword. So there's a lot of reasons why.
But Dark doesn't see this coming. He's adding spears. He's adding in spearmen. He does not know that this is happening right now. He might see that men-at-arms. He didn't see it, I don't think.
Didn't see anything. Okay, so there might be a little bit of confusion for Dark. Slam hasn't really shown him much. There is a monastery for Dark. And then there is a second TC for Dark. Love the position on the woodline and the gold there. But Slam needs a big push back, and I like how Slam recognizes that. And what do you wait for, like 6 to 10 longswords and then move out and then go forward siege workshop
10.
here?
Yeah, you have to go forward siege if you're going longswords. Because the thing with longswords is, like, Eagles can just run away from them. So you need to force a fight. You need to put Dark in a position where he feels like he has to stop you from doing something, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Be it a castle or a siege workshop, or your second option is to delay long enough with the longswords to boom up behind. And Slam is actually on stone, so he might be thinking about a second TC shortly. He's not too far away from it. He's also adding in some more farms here. But still, you have to force the Eagles to engage against your longswords. Otherwise, you're just going to be running in circles.
And you also you want this to be sooner rather than later, because if the Aztecs start to collect relics, their eco becomes even stronger, right? So I think that's a concern for Slam right now, is he doesn't really have anything going on out there to stop these 11 relics from being brought in. And archers for Dark, I mean, he wants to do something. This game has become very passive. And he actually is going to see a monk, funnily enough, of the woodline. And his archers still don't give him any insights that Slam's going longswords here.
Ooh, Slam, you almost got 10 longswords. Let's go, dude. Come on.
I think he goes forward castle, Dave. I think this is... I mean, maybe he just left too much on stone, but I think this is longsword push into forward castle on the front and just a big all-in surprise.
That could be sick, but the problem with that is that Dark is getting Sanctity, and Dark is keeping some monks at home. He's bringing some relics back. If Slam manages to come forward with that castle, and he might even sell the wood to buy the stone.
And he's going like that, too. He's getting light cap. Like, he knows the monks are going to be the problem here. This would be epic. Dark has no clue.
This would be sick.
And the monks are kind of getting pulled out of position to go get relics, which I would understand in Dark's position that he would want to do. And now he sees it. And now what is his response? Light cap out there hunting for monks.
Though. Doesn't see the Vills. His response is more monks, which makes sense.
Yep.
Dark tried to wall in that monk. He's not going to wall in it on time. He doesn't switch the conversion. The light cap comes in and doesn't take that monk out. But still, there's only one at home, and here are the villagers. Uh-oh. Slam, go aggressive. Go real aggressive with this.
And also, maybe next time, add more than like 6 villagers to the to the army. He doesn't have a lot to build it, so he better make sure these longswords work. But currently,
that's a pretty good castle position.
Blocking it off, Dave. I think this castle will actually go up if he has the time.
That's big energy from Slam, and that castle cuts off the gold, it cuts off the farms, and it also kind of cuts off that monastery. Unfortunately, there's only one relic in there already, but Slam is going for Siege Workshop to follow this up. If this works, that's sick. That's really sick.
And like, he really thought it through here as well. Adding the light cap is a step so many players forget, even these days where monks are so prevalent.
Yep.
And that helped him a lot, and that castle is going to go up. This is also, that means the monasteries are extremely awkward to use right now if you're Dark too.
Mm-hmm. Look at the eco behind from Dark as well. It's hideous.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Like tons of villagers not working. He is still looking for the relics on the sides, but the castle is up here from Slam. He'll simply go to another stone, and man, he could punch through that palisade wall real quick and go for another castle.
I really didn't think Slam was going to have an answer in Castle Age to this, because Aztecs seem to have all the answers, but Longsword, Light Cav, new meta stuff, it fit the situation perfectly. And if you allow the Franks to drop a forward castle on one of your stones, nightmare, right? Because they're going to just drop more and more and more and more and take more of your base with it. Dang, this is sick. And there's no ability for Dark to counterattack right now, which is a big issue. So Slam's just sitting at home. He does have fewer villagers, but his economy is really efficient behind this.
He's cut off 2 relics there. There's a couple relics near his base. He's got a monk in his eco that he should probably task towards picking those up, or maybe even go for a forward monastery of his own. But right now he's kind of focused on where his next castle is going to be placed. If you kill that wall, I think then you kill the house to the left and try and get a castle there, because I'm not sure one on that mining camp is going to be very good.
I mean, if he sees those vills on wood, you maybe even chop the tree and just drop it there. Yeah, like that TC from Dark, that should be punished, but Slam hasn't seen it yet. He hasn't gone far enough. So we'll see if Slam does, because Slam may be considering just to make the next castle between the relics. Oh, man.
The thing with Dark, when he's under pressure like this and he's panicking, he adds TCs. Yep. So I would not be surprised to see even like 2 or 3 more come up at some point. Slam's found the TC. Oh boy. Uh-oh. That's an instant castle drop where that tree is. Yep. Chop it.
I like it. Yeah, the castles are your best weapon now, because if you advance in too far, Dark has 8 monks waiting for you to convert your longswords. This is a bit iffy because the castle fire doesn't actually help your villagers anymore.
Yeah, and the monks can range this from the other side, but there is a hole there. If Slam manages to get through, the monk micro from Dark is pretty good. We have a Mangonel here, and I don't think he has Redemption yet, but look at how many monks.
Yeah, and if Redemption was in, this could be a doubt castle for Slam. Like, Slam is really playing with fire here, but thus far he's not seeing that the monks are going after his Mangonels. He's been able to save most of his light cap. Archers from Dark were sitting next to the relic. They are currently killing some stuff at Slam's base.
They're trying their best. Yeah, they're trying their best.
Dave, Dark can go up to Imp here, actually. Dark is not dead yet. He's been castled. He's going to lose 2 TCs, but he's not dead just yet.
He's only going to have 1 TC to go up to Imp in.
At least it makes the choice easy, you know? Normally it's like, which one do I do? It's like the one in the back corner. It's the only one you've got. Also, Slam, please notice that there's archers underneath your new TC here. Okay, well, he's busy on the front, and he notices it now. And there goes Dark on the way to Imp. He has a big Vill lead somehow, but Slam added a lot more Light Cav.
If you just go Light Cav here from Slam, you can see he's getting the armor. I think Dark's going to be in trouble.
Agreed.
Because once you take out those monks, what else is there?
Yeah, that's all it is. The plan here for Dark is just hold with monks from the longswords, drop a castle near where those monks are right now, then you can make trebs. But he's seeing the light cap. I think that's kind of an important aspect of this. So that does give him time. He is dropping barracks on that left side.
And he almost has enough stone for a castle, too.
I think Slam's being too hesitant right now. Like, he could be denying all these farms and killing all those monks right now.
Yep.
But, you know, he's going to at least switch sides here, and this is huge. He could go anywhere at this point, and these light cap would find value. And Dark's got to react, and again, villagers should go down. If the monks get spotted, monks could go down too. And there go the light cav.
Ooh, light cav coming in. That's one house wall, but it's not enough. The light cav are going to be kind of stuck here. Let's see how many conversions Dark gets. Dark gets 3, and that's actually a really good engagement for Dark. Slam's going to find a few monks here, but that's good healing coming in from the monks behind.
Yeah, it was good conversions, but still doesn't give enough to protect these villagers, and it's gotten real messy for Dark. He is dropping a castle where he could make trebs to take out the castles from Slam, but feels like if Slam just keeps up the pressure, maybe he's okay. It's a really interesting game right now. I was not expecting it to be this messy for the Aztec player.
Mangonels are coming over towards Dark's castle. Still no redemption.
Yeah, he barely has the gold right now, and Dark just needs to... I mean, he converted light cav, right? He needs to get something over there to deal with that. This castle is a huge priority for Dark. If he doesn't have it, then the whole point of going to Imp is a waste.
Slam's still trying to snipe these monks. Aztec monks just have so much HP. Slam actually takes out 2 light cap with those mangonels, and he's going to kill a ton of villagers. The castle will go up, but still, good value for Slam here.
Yeah, Slam now takes a 10-villager lead. Dark still feels like maybe he could TC over here, and Slam's going to drop another castle, but Slam, you don't have that much support here at the moment, and he's now going to fail.
Here. He's hesitant when he has the advantage, and then there's no fear when he doesn't. That's crazy.
I swear, this map, it produced some solid games during the group stage, but the games have gotten so much better in the deciders. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I mean, obviously the level's risen and the stakes have risen as well, which leads to some more nervy moments and higher play, but it's 86 population for Dark, who's still not dead. Slam's at 85 population, but Slam... or 85 eco, sorry, and 100 population. But Slam has forward castles that could be trebbed, forward TC, which could be trebbed, and he's not on those way to Imp yet. So this is just, it's very winnable for Dark still somehow.
Yeah, I'm frustrated that Slam has had that monk the entire time. I understand why, but he hasn't grabbed like any relics.
Oh, yeah.
And that monk's just been chilling there. He should take this opportunity to try and settle things down a little bit. You're going to lose those forward castles. It's inevitable. But you have killed a bunch of Ills, and you've gotten yourself a good eco lead. You should just try and get up to Imperial Age, grab the relics, and start thinking towards the late game, because you've nullified the Aztec advantage.
And for Dark, always keep units to protect those trebs. Losing them would really, be a disaster here. Go to about 3 trebs, and then obviously get some gold access again, which that new TC he just completed has given him. So Slam just still getting upgrades, and I think he's in a spot where he feels like if he tries to go Imp, he loses too much ground and falls apart here. Slam gonna try all-in Castle Age with longswords and with knights. I mean, it can work, but he needs to somehow have siege, I think, to take out the TC.
Dude, he's got 45 on food. Like, you can afford to do a little bit of an all-in and then just stall for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
like, while you're housed here. And your food's going to come in super quick. And Slam is actually coming forward with more villagers. Is he going to drop another castle on this TC and keep trying to cut off the gold? He comes in with the light cav again. Manages to snipe 1 monk. But Aztec monks, man, there's just too much HP.
Yeah, but Slam's got 15 longswords. He kills a bunch more villagers with the knights on the stone, and Dark's really just trying to take out these castles, which he will do, and he might house Slam again. And there's another castle from Slam. Oh my goodness.
Where are the golds from Dark? If he loses this one, he's going to have to come forward and take the one under Slam's TC, or the one that was near the castle on the right as well. That castle's going up from Slam.
Yeah. It won't stay up, though, because the trebs are just going to be pulled over here. But
it's buying him time.
It's buying Slam time, yeah. It's
Yeah.
allowing Slam. He's now got a 30 villager lead. He's got 5 relics collected. So his economy is so much stronger. The knights are going to find some value in this left hill. I don't even know what that lumber camp is from Dark. There's barely any trees there.
He's panicking.
But yeah, he doesn't know where to go. There's so many places to be. There's so much red on our screen, and Slam's going to use long swords to go for a Treb. He's going to get the Treb with the longsword. And Dark's eco is a disaster area. This is hilarious, man. What a game.
Dark is almost at the point where he's going to... This is like 3 or 4 TCs from Dark soon.
Yeah.
I guarantee it, dude.
The wild thing, though...
so many times.
Slam is not... And there's a light cav raid from Dark at Slam's base. That's kind of funny. The thing is, Slam is not killing any army. And Aztecs produce ridiculously fast, as you touched on in the Dark Age. So it's 51 army for Dark. So he will clear up this castle, and these Trebs and these pikemen and these monks, they can advance forward to Slam's base, where Slam is still 3 minutes away from him. Slam could still lose this game. Yep. This is crazy.
Yep. And he lost some of the relics forward, so he's going to have to still... That monk is still sitting there. He's going to have to grab some relics near his house. We see the monk text coming in for Dark, and Dark is now pushing across the field. 48 military. Slam has been more or less housed forever because of those 3 castles he lost forward.
What's the downside of forward castles? Pop space. Now, dude, this is honestly a situation where I know Dark is going to feel like, let's stabilize at home, let's get those 2 relics, let's take the TC. But if he could walk forward right now, drop a forward castle on Slam's face, and just start trebbing down everything, it would be really hard for Slam to stay alive. Slam right now needs time, and that forward base is kind of giving him that time, but Dark needs the pressure quickly here.
I love the outposts on the left side from Dark.
Yeah.
Just tracking everything. Slam going for outposts of his own. Finally, another TC. I'm actually stunned that Dark doesn't have 7 right now. I've seen him so many times be under pressure like this. It just adds so many.
He needs some of that stone for a castle for sure.
Yep.
Slam realizes the Trebs are coming forward. Goes in with the light cav again. Yes, their Aztec monks with 70 HP. Can he kill the monks?
Had too much range. They had too much range. They were converting the light cav from so far away. Great job from Dark with the micro there.
I want to see some Jags, dude. Your opponent's got longswords. You've got a castle. Mix some Jags into this army if you're Dark. Slam's longsword should still do really well against these pikemen. It's just the monks from Dark that will be the issue.
Monks are obviously adding extra value by healing up behind. 2-handed swordsman on the way from Slam. Eco's still looking solid. 121 villagers. Dark has just collected another relic.
Yep. That's his first relic over the last 10 minutes. Anyways, he's going to reclaim some of these. I like how Dark stuck around for conversions before taking the relics home there. And he wants a castle. Oh, my God. This is the game of forward castles. Let's go.
Oh, jeez. And Slam just goes for a counter castle himself. He's busy with his military right now. He's trying to take out all the stuff in the center. He's got the light cav here, and the monks are out of juice. So they're going to be sniped down, and this castle, well, it might go up. I don't know how long it's going to stay up here from Dark.
Yeah, 2-handed swordsman. They've kind of done the job. Man, monks are so strong. I mean, Aztec monks have been strong ever since their introduction, right? But the healing, Dave, like you said, really has made the difference there, even if Slam has more units. But it's 140 pop for both. Dark is somehow up to 35 on gold, 30 on food, even though he lost most of his TCs earlier. And he's got his Trebs, and he's looking to push. Now, he still doesn't have, you know, a good army to protect the Trebs beyond the monks. The pikemen aren't offering that much. So I'd like to see 2-handed swordsmen
counter the 2-handed swordsman from Slam. If only.
If only. I mean, there's some out there. And regular Jags aren't near as strong as elite Jags. But I still think it helps, and Dark is pushing. I think Slam is kind of running out of steam here. If he loses this castle, that's then a production building for Jaguar Warriors from Dark. This is rough for Slam. All of a sudden, he doesn't have a single castle to make Trebs either.
Yep.
How is Dark still alive in this game? This is ridiculous, man.
Aztecs, man. Aztecs. He's just been producing like crazy. Once again, we see an incredibly skewed KD.
Yep.
Right? Of course, he's gotten the conversions as well, but Aztecs just produce so many units. He's now got 4 relics. His eco is looking fine. He's getting handcart, 111 villagers. And Slam, the food number is half of what it was. And Heresy is coming in for Slam. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, and it feels like a tech that will be useful here because he's lost so many units to conversions. But at the same time, when I'm looking at his resource bank, It feels really bad to have to sink 1,000 gold into Heresy right now.
Yeah.
And this is... Like, Dark was able to somehow catch up economically when he was still being raided, right? But now, Dark is the one applying pressure, and you can see Outpost in the north, Dave. He's got 4 relics. If there's more out there, I'm sure he'll find them. He's found Vils on the left with 3 pikemen. Like, Dark's awareness and Dark's map control right now is ridiculous. And I think it's going to be really hard for Slam. Light Cav from Dark on the gold again from Slam. Slam is really going to fall apart here if he doesn't have castles on his flanks.
And he's kind of stuck into making two-handed swordsman here, which is just not a great unit when there's 16 Jags on the field now.
Yeah.
From Dark. Slam did a fantastic job to kind of drag himself back in early Castle Age, but Dark has done the same.
Yep, absolutely.
And he's just in a way better position now.
And I think we'll see Elite Jag. He's still making them, and he's not too far off. Elite Jaguar Warriors is pretty cheap. I think it's like 1,000 food, 600 gold or something.
It's actually like, in terms of damage, it's actually not that terrible, even if Slam mixes in Cavalry too, once you get Garland Wars.
Yeah.
They put out a lot of damage, these units.
And Slam, even if he trebs down Dark's castle here, he's still going to probably lose his own. He does actually have a lot of stone income. But Slam continues to lose units, not to conversions in the same way as before, but they're dying, and Jaguar Warriors are great against the two-handed swordsman. I'm looking at blue dots everywhere on red eco. That light cav on the right I mentioned earlier, 11 kills now. Slam doesn't have a lot more. He needs to defend from this.
Walls on the right side. He's just going to start to slowly secure his base. And Dark suddenly has 53 on food.
53 on food.
Really good job.
This is insane. Like, it's really hard for us in this messy of a game to even appreciate that number right now. Like, because you just don't see it. We never looked at his eco over the last 10 minutes. And down goes the castle from Slam. And that was what was maybe protecting these swordsmen and these trebs. And now Dark could just push forward. And he's probably going to end the game right here and take the first game in what should be an amazing decider from here if this game's to show us anything.
Yeah, this KD is going to even out real quick if you're tossing two-handed swordsman against Jaguar Warriors. I mean, there's just not much you can do. Slam calls the GG. Great game. Dark wins that one. Favorable civ for him. Slam made it messy, but Dark with the insane recovery. I think maybe that changes if Slam just dives in with the light cav in mid-castle age, but he couldn't see where the monks were sitting. He couldn't see how open it was for Dark. He tried to make things messy, but he was just missing that critical moment.
Yeah.
To really kind of kill him off.
It felt like he did all the hard work to get the castles up, and then he wasn't really sure where he could go. He almost respected Dark a little bit too much and felt like maybe his light cav couldn't advance in. But there was a period of time where Dark did not have pikemen. And I remember a moment around where Dark has his castle in his base right now, where all there was like 9 monks and 10 farmers right there in the middle. Yep. And Slam's light cav was never able to make the action happen there. I can't be overly critical of Slam because he killed a lot of eco this game. He killed more eco than Dark did. He had tons of forward castles. Longsword felt like the play. Light Cav felt like the play as well. But the consistency from Dark to just, I lose TCs? Great. I'm going to add more. I take bad fights? Great. Going to add more. He just produced monks and pikes and Vils nonstop. That was ridiculous. And he ended up collecting 59k resources in that game to Slam's 57k, and Slam collected more food, more gold, and more stone. That is not a stat you want to see after you lose a game, let me tell you.
Yep.
Oh,
man. I like you said, you can't. It's hard to be critical of Slam when he came back from what looked to be a pretty rough position, Franks against Aztecs.
Agreed. Yeah.
Like if you're Franks against Aztecs, you want to hit Castle Age at the same time, and you want to already have Knights to cancel out the Eagles, right? And he just was not in a situation to do that. He went for the castle and he made it messy for Dark. And I think Dark just played really well. Really well.
We said it. Slam has these peaks of level that we can see, but Dark is super consistent. He never wavers, right? And, so on some days, that level isn't enough to win, like Dark getting 3-0'd by MBO in the group stage. But right there, the consistency was a big factor. Did want to point out, 63 conversions from Dark that game. 63. So pretty ridiculous control of the monks there from him. And I'm worried for Slam now because Slam chose the wall as a home map against a player who's clearly very comfortable making lots of monks. So whenever that happens, I'm kind of worried for the Canadian right now. Here we are, game 2. And with how good these players are, I feel like it's safe to say Slam needs a response here. This is his home map. To go down 2 games would then mean he'd have to bring insane quality and win 3 straight, which is doable, I'd say, but would be pretty difficult with how good Dark is playing. Dark has the Portuguese, and then Slam has the Malay. I think we see a lot of like fast imp action here in this game, Dave.
Yep. So what do you, I'm thinking about this. What do you do with the Portuguese if the Malay just plays a super belligerent, like fast imp forward castle drop? Because you're never going to be there at the same speed.
Yeah.
And if you have forward buildings, like if you try to go for the monks and siege approach, I feel like the castle goes up before that. You get through the wall, and I think his trebs are taking out all your stuff.
I think you aim to control the space. Like what a lot of players have done with the Portuguese is they go forward castle, then monks, then imp, which would be risky here, right? Because there's the wall, and then Slam could just fast imp. But I think if you go double monastery and a siege workshop,
the tiger is attacking the Ville,
and you could
Slam.
Oh wait! Does he see it? Okay. Thank God. There's an issue right now, and I noticed Dark as well actually walled in the tiger. But there's an issue where there's a bug where players don't get attack notifications for that stuff. So I'm like really on edge, hoping no one loses a villager. But yeah, to complete my point, I think you go monks and siege, and just if Slam's gonna make a castle, make sure it's further back in his base. That way, a faster Imperial Age for the Malay wouldn't have as much of an effect. That's my thought.
It's gonna be funny when Dark overchops into that tiger that's in his face that he's someday,
yeah, and like
it's gonna be really funny. I think he's done enough damage where he'd win the 1v1 without Loom. But yeah, that someday that's gonna happen.
Yeah, remember that. So yesterday, Dragonstar went light cav. Now there were other aspects of it. He went for the castle drop too, but is it an underrated strategy to just go for a siege workshop and light cav and just bust through the wall on the side and run through with light cav? Or would that not work here?
It depends on how prepared your opponent is, right? If they have the walls, if they've been setting up walls behind, or if they can go for some quick walls, suddenly they have time to think and prepare a counter to the light cav, right?
It's so interesting how we are seeing more all-in fast imps when it's just one wall, and it's a shared wall, you know? Like, it really makes it fascinating. But
it's a lot of space you have to cover, and there's usually stones and golds at the back, which is important, right? And the difference between like this and seeing something like that on Arena is that on Arena, people aren't expecting to have to contest something life-threatening that early, right?
Yep.
They're already prepared, and they're trying to go for their own push. So if you don't hit the timing on your push, suddenly their push is knocking at the door of your base, right? It's really, really tough.
Dark, I saw 3 games from him on Zawal in group stage, and he loves his fast imp builds where he goes up on like 28 pop, which is really rare for arena style maps, but he factors in the need for more food and thus more farms. So I'm wondering if he even tries that here.
Does Dark have a bugged map?
What about it?
2 relics.
He does have a bugged map if there's only 2 relics.
Yep.
Huh? News to me. The players never brought anything up, so I don't know.
Great job, players.
Yeah, I mean, and it's unfortunate too because like typically, well, I guess he has scouted it, but he might just assume it's off to the side. But yeah, there absolutely should be 3 relics there. I was more concerned that it was going to be he doesn't have as many gold tiles or gold piles, which I think would be more of a game changer. So here's to hoping that this doesn't go for. I mean, I guess if it goes for a long time, he's got Victorias, which is probably more valuable than relics. But yeah, he should have a 3rd relic there for sure. Nothing we can do about it.
If they don't notify the admins and they're playing in advance, then there's nothing we can do about it.
There's nothing we can do about it. It's just, it is what it is at this point, and that's the AoE gods giving Slam a little bit of an edge here. But there's the stone for Dark. Oh, man, he's going to click up real... No, okay, he adds another Vil here. But, yeah, he's still planning on some sort of castle play here.
Yeah, stone and gold. Obviously, the berries are bringing in a little bit of wood. for him as well, which is nice. And he's pushing in two Ibex at the same. Absolutely gaming here, Tristan. He's pushing in two Ibex at this. Oh, don't run away. He's coming back.
You know, if we get that excited over a deer push, there's truly nothing else for us to talk about right now. But I respect it. Yeah, I mean, I really do think this is the same stuff we've seen from Dark, where he factors in wanting a castle, but is factoring in a lot more food eco so we can go imp later, which I see as risky against the Malay, but I think you still have to try it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Slam... I mean, he picked this, right? I just do not know what's in Slam's strategy book here for this map.
You know, Malay don't really have that much against Oregon guns.
Oh, they would have monks, I guess, ideally.
Yeah, you gotta get redemption though.
Technically speaking, the current organ guns die really badly to mangonels, and the organs don't kill mangonels very easily. I had 10 of them against one mangonel, and
but
it was rough.
I mean, Dark's gonna have monks anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it all just circles back to monks, probably.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of making enough organs to threaten Slam and at least forcing Slam into redemption, though, because that is expensive. So in theory, you make 2 organs and Slam spends 500 gold in redemption, but then you, being Portuguese, who already saves tons of gold, just gets atonement and makes more monks then? You just convert as monks? I don't know, but this is fast imp from both. Slam is going for some type of fast imp play with this many farms, and I think Dark will do the same.
We sure? I'm thinking about Slam's gold count here. Like, he's gonna get to feudal age, he's gonna click up to castle, and then we'll see how many he tosses on gold.
Yeah,
because the Malay uptime is very quick, and he gets double bit axe. It's like I don't know with the Malay uptimes if he's gonna be able to click up right away. He might actually add in a few monks here before he manages to click up to him.
Yeah. It's not like, I guess back in the day, the fast imps, it would almost be centered around the second you get to castle age, you click up.
Yeah, you click up.
It feels like these days they prefer a faster castle age for a couple eco upgrades and then the farms. What I'm thinking is Slam's going to build farms with these vills that are going to finish sheep. And that'll tell us like what his play is. Because right now he doesn't need food eco, really. So if he starts to build more farms there, I think it's on his mind. But certainly, like you said, maybe a monastery or two. He's up so quickly here, and he's got 5 on gold, so a couple monks would make sense.
Gold mining upgrade and double bit axe from Dark, and he's going to have enough resources to click up, so that's really nice. He's going to have enough stone to go for that castle, and he sends more villagers onto the gold, so it's definitely a pretty fast Imperial Age from Dark here. The only question mark is around Slam, who's going to be in Castle Age, and he's got these 5 villagers working on wood. Is he making another TC?
Yeah, I think that's probably for a town center then.
On the stone?
Monastery at home for Slam. And then now, unfortunately, doesn't have the wood, but he'll have enough for a TC in just a second. So this is definitely a boom build for Slam. Not the fast imp. I mean, if it at any point here it looks like a worrisome situation for Slam because Dark's going to be up to imp, the Malay can catch up. And Slam will have a lot more vills. And if they both collect all the relics, Slam's going to have 1 more relic. Because the map script has screwed over Dark here. So that's good. It's going to take Dark some time. But then I suppose Dark could always add Fatorias later, right? And catch up in his own way.
Just making sure there's no relic like hidden somewhere. No, there's only 5 on the map.
Like up against the wall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I haven't seen that yet, so it happens. Like I said, I'm just happy it's not, you know, player missing a full gold. Stuff like that's happened over the years. One guy doesn't have 4 tiles of a gold. Like I remember in the 2v2 World Cup years ago, there were 6 more tiles of gold on one island, and I got a lot of crap for that, and no one noticed I was casting it, right? Like how many times have we casted a game and not noticed that someone's down a relic or down a resource? So always is a little bit problematic, but there's going to be the castle for Dark. You know, nothing special about the positioning of it. He's taking his time because he doesn't have the food to click up to imp anyways. But once it's up, he will probably have the res to click up. I'd expect the market to be used a bit here for him too, but he is He's going to be way behind in Vills. Slam's got 2 TCs tossing out Vills, and Slam's getting all of his relics right now.
It's fine. Dark has Fetorez. He'll be ahead in Vills soon.
Yeah.
Eco.
That's what I'm thinking. Because timing's everything on this map, right? Eco's great, but if you have the position right beyond the wall on the opponent's side where all that stone and gold is, and can build an additional castle.
Redemption?
He sees
Slam
the castle. He's worried about
has
organ
seen
guns.
the castle. He's worried. Yep. Organ guns. But, I mean, to counter that, Dark just needs to... Well, I guess he's not really in a position to add a stable, but he could go Atonement Monks.
Yeah.
And then he could go for some Trebs.
Dark, he goes for these builds, and then he's actually really slow with pushing out, which I actually think is quite good because players really freak out. Like, you see a lot of players think, oh my god, I need Light Cav 2 in Slam's position right now. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Slam's trying to get up to him.
If Dark just kind of takes his time and adds a first and second Feitoria before he does anything crazy. Because he's at the
Slam
limit.
is kind of stalling his TC production here, and I think he's thinking about Imperial Age, or he's just busy with something else. But regardless, a lot of idle TC time creeping in.
Yeah.
And he goes for the castle back, which is smart.
Yeah, which is smart.
Because he knows what the strategy is here from Dark.
Slam accidentally attacked the tiger, which I find kind of funny. And the tiger stayed there. But Dark ran in for a second, saw the monks, backed away. And I expect Dark to prep pop space. Kind of already has, right? He could afford to make one Feitoria right away because it's 300 now.
Damn, Slam's imp time isn't actually going to be that bad. But he has idled his TCs for almost 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, it's gonna be interesting, right? Imp is costly, and Malay don't really have that backup of adding the Feitoria. That's why you pick the Portuguese. But Slam's gonna be up 2 minutes later. He's got 15 more Vills. He's got 1 more relic, and Slam's collected 1,000 more resources. So it is decent for Slam, but I'd consider him under pressure right now if he isn't pushing and Dark's adding Feitorias.
Yep. Dark has 5 on farms currently. So that's the big difference in the ecos right there is the food income. But there's the Feitoria for Dark. And I don't know, man. You're picking Malay so you can boom? I don't know.
I mean, it was his home map, right? And maybe, like, I hope that at the conclusion of this series... Well, first off, I hope we're entertained. You know, we're happy we saw it. But I hope that for Slam, there's not questions over his Civ selection here.
Hey... does he go Karambits and then a couple Petards on the side?
That would be
and
epic.
They get the Karambits in the back?
Actually, you only need 1 Petard because the walls never increase in HP. So it's a feudal age wall.
With the Karambits. He's going to try and take out the monks. Karambits are a good matchup against monks because if you convert a Karambit, who cares? Right?
Slam. Block the Treb, convert it with your monks, bro. Don't kill it. Convert it. You have redemption.
That'll just get deleted anyway.
Yeah. Treb's going to go away.
The tiger is actually like delaying the Karambits from killing the Treb, and the Karambits do kill it. And now Slam has these Karambits. I would love to see a Petard or something on the side and just get those into the back there. If they got into that golden stone from Dark, that's so much distraction, right? He has to pull his whole army back to deal with that.
It cracks me up that Dark deleted the Karambit.
You have Karambits! Do you care?
He's Karambit warriors and he's scared they're going to get converted. Slam. This is like the unit you probably don't want to research heresy for, bro.
How many Karambits does it take for heresy to pay off?
Someone's going to do the math for us, and the answer is it's way too many. Way too many.
Reddit's on it right now, dude. Reddit's on it. Don't worry about it.
Second, Feitoria now for Dark. And I think he should go third, honestly. I mean, assuming he gets the pop space, which he's going to work on. Yep. It was really bad from him to lose that monk. I think he should have gone forward with it, or not his monk, sorry, his Treb. I think sending that scout forward to see what Slam had first would have been the wise move there.
I mean, it is going to be an atonement battle, so like Sanctity is
Heresy's
not going to matter that much for Dark. Heresy is great in atonement battles.
That's true.
It's fantastic.
Slam only has 5 monks. Dark's got 7, but we'll see if Dark really wants to go much beyond that. Dark actually researching Lycav, adding more scouts now. That's really smart. as well if you think it's going to be a monk battle. And you could tell Dark's really at home here with the outposts on the side of that wall, just because he knows that Slam could go through there, and he needs to respect it.
Yep, Oregon Guns. Slam does have Redemption, which is great, and that's the counter to the Oregon Guns. If you can keep up with the micro, the Karambits are going to fold to those real quick. But Dark now getting Chemistry. Dark does have now his third Feitoria coming up, so at some point Slam needs to finish this game somewhat quickly. He's bringing a Treb over, though, and I think he's going to attack the wall, and then Dark is going to have some interesting times once these Karambits come into his base. He does have the outpost there, but it's going to be a pretty quick attack from Slam.
Yeah, I don't know yet if Slam is going to do it. He's thinking about it. He's moving his monks around, getting outposts and adding Town Watch, which is smart.
Is he just trying to one-shot the wall with the Trebs? You need 2 of those, 3 of those Trebs?
Yeah, I don't know.
That? I don't know why he's waiting here.
He's really worried at the moment. I feel like if you only see monks and you have Heresy and Karambits, you should be trying to deal with this. And that's exactly what Slam's going to try and do. Dark's going to switch the majority of his monks onto Slam's monks, but Slam's doing a much better job. Dark's going to lose everything here.
Oh, damn, dude. Oh, damn. And Slam suddenly has more monks in his army, courtesy of Dark, and 2 Organ Guns as well. The Karambits are going to clear up that final organ. No, they're not, but they're going to kill the Light Cav coming in. And the Trebs are working away on the castle, so a little bit of patience goes a long way for Slam here. Suddenly, Dark is in a rough position.
Yeah, seriously. And the Fetorias are just so expensive, and they take so much time to pay off. And I just had checked the resources collected, and Slam's still really far ahead. He was patient with his Trebs, and he says, why not dive for that Treb? There's nothing there anymore.
Karambits. It's only Karambits if I lose those. The Treb is going to go down slowly to these units, but we've got 7 more in the queue from Slam. And the castle, well, I don't know if it can be repaired fast enough against 2 Trebs here.
Yeah, I agree with you. You take out that castle, you continue to push forward. Villagers could come forward from Slam to just drop a castle near his Trebs and fully take that position. And hand cannons, that's an addition for Dark because he saw the Karambits, but the monks are still going to be there for Slam. And I think that everything's just going to fall apart here for Dark. And if there's ever any questions over Slam, they've all been answered now. Now he's looking like this was all part of his master plan. And that's the castle. That's the castle you want here. That's perfect.
Yep. Also, production buildings being taken out by the Trebs. Slam has 3 of them. He's got tons of monks, and he's just converting the monks from Dark. And in an atonement battle, the player with Heresy is always going to win.
Yeah.
It's just such a huge tech. You can see Slam's monks dying as they get converted, but that means that Dark won't get extra units. Slam won't be distracted. And the Trebs are working way behind, and that castle's 100% going to go up.
Yeah, I don't think the last 4 or 5 minutes could have gone any better for Slam, in all honesty. Heresy paid off. The Karambits paid off. His monks paid off. His Trebs hit, everything they needed to. He's gained a position, and Dark calls the GG, and that is why Slam chose this as his home map. And the uptimes from the Malay, the cheap Karambit warriors, huge deal here. Very well played from Slam.
That's great. We got to give him credit, man. I mean, he's slow cooked with the Malay, with the slightly slower Imperial Age than Dark. He let him get the Fetorias up. He let him get the forward position. He's just like, come at me. And that was a lot of patience there from Slam. I was worried, to be honest, because Dark seemed like he was getting to his optimal position, but Slam knew there was a timing window he could hit there, and he hit it perfectly.
Yeah, and for Dark, I don't think he had a good read on the situation. He moved out with his 1 Treb and 6 monks, lost the Treb. And then he moved forward again there. It's like he gave Slam an opportunity. If he would have stayed behind his walls and near his castle, Slam was really scared to use his Trebs. Slam wasn't ever going to dive anywhere near those walls, so I'm a little surprised. I think Dark just thought that he would be in a better position there. Maybe didn't expect Heresy, but that's a big recovery win for Slam. Scores now 1-1. Again, winner of this best of 5 moves on to the top 24, thus Platinum League next season. And then losers just right back in gold again. So big stakes for these guys. And curious now to see what Dark will do home map-wise in response. Here we are, game number 3. We've got Slam playing as the Goths, a very common pick for what could be a ridiculous map, Socotra. And we've got Koreans for Dark. One that I wasn't expecting, but right away players should be looking for their elephants because they don't want it to get lamed. And Slam didn't find his, but it's on the back. And Dark has just now found his on that right-hand side. But yeah, this is not really a map where we can like break down the strategy and simplify things in Dark Age for you guys. We just got to go with the flow here, see what craziness happens in the first couple minutes.
The strategy is degenerate, basically. You lame everything that you can. You villager war if you can. Dark is now laming this elephant, and he's bringing in his own elephant. But Slam is going to find 2 goats. That's a second one from Dark. And Slam is going to lame the zebra as well.
Dark. Oh, yeah, zebra. Sorry, I saw the elephant.
This elephant, too.
Yeah, does he see it?
Might be able to stall it out if he sees it.
I mean, it's desperation. You got to hope the gate does it. Oh, he could do it. De-aggro the elephant? Oh, he's trying to get it right on top of the elephant. Can he get it? Oh, that was so close.
Oh, it's so close.
That was so
close, dude. It's so close.
Oh, that would have been a big play. Well, man, I mean, it's just a game of millimeters here because Slam was 1/4 of a tile from seeing that elephant, and he just didn't see it. And unfortunately for him, he sent his scout forward to try and steal stuff from the enemy, so that's huge for Dark.
You surprised me, man. I didn't even know you knew what millimeters were.
Okay, I mean, please, millimeter. Dude, I learned all about the millimeters in my third year in third grade.
Tristan, between millimeters and the
you don't even know the word. You're trying to make jokes. What's the next word you're looking for here?
Headset came unplugged. That's a shame.
Oh, your headset came unplugged. Okay, got it. Yeah, I hate it when that happens.
There it is.
Dark.
I'm just gonna assume that you didn't know.
Dark is gonna steal some goats as well from Slam. Oh God.
There we go.
That's rough. And Dark's going to let Slam get it back, and then he's going to run in, he's going to try and kill this goat again, and the scout's not going to die, and this has been a Socotra game. Been a good time, but certainly a worse time for Slam. I think Slam's going to have issues going up to the next stage here. This is bad economically.
Yeah, I mean, he does have longer lasting hunt with the Goss, which is nice, but it's still going to be a lot of rotting meat here, and Slam is really going to struggle. So I think you have a couple decisions to make here if you're Slam. Do you just like full-on lame everything and then wall up behind, or do you go for some militia because you know you're going to be slow and you want to put some pressure on in Dark Age?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to kind of Vilward a bit and hope for the best from there. The positive for Slam is that his scout's on full HP, so he can use that in these Vil fights. And he did find Dark trying to lame these berries. So here's where the scout could pay off.
He does have a villager advantage, too, because Loom came in instantly.
Yeah,
so it's something. However, Koreans for Dark, he does have the extra vision, right? So he's going to be able to see the Vils come in. If Slam goes for that villager war, and it helped him out with the lames as well, just finding out where everything was.
I really like the decision from Dark to... I mean, he really should scout his berries, and he has now seen that Slam's walling him in, but I love the decision to mill the zebra. I think it's a good play, and I think Slam should be doing the same, because the berries, they don't decay, but the hunt can, and I know you do hold more with the Goths, so there's maybe more reason to walk around with them, but this is messy for Slam here. I'm still concerned for him, as he's adding farms even. Will he be able to get the same feudal age time as Dark, because he lost that elephant?
Yeah, this is a terrible position because he's not going to get that feudal age time. Yeah. There's just no way. Even with the Goss carrying more, even with this guy somehow lugging 50 food a trip back to the TC, the feudal age is going to come in so much faster than Dark, and then Dark can just go archer range, and Dark will have the armor instantly. So it's going to be really tough for Slam to fight that Dark Age. I think Slam probably just needs to go into some big walls here to keep himself safe.
Agreed. I think you expect eventually you're going to lose these berries, and then you just wall between wood lines. Your wood's always on the back here. I don't think he's too far away from clicking up. Maybe just one more Vil, and then all the hunt villagers are going to bring in the food. Even idle here, actually. Just stop creating Vils, drop off the food everywhere you can, hope to click up here so you can compete in feudal age. And that's exactly what he's going to do. It's a good call. It's not pretty. It's not a situation you're going to be happy with. But it's what happens when you're down that elephant at the start. And that was the risk for Slam. He sent a villager forward, and he sent his scout forward to seal stuff. did not locate his elephant before doing that.
At least he has the scout with more HP.
Yeah.
At least there's that, right? So he can control the initial archer numbers, maybe, if the spearmen aren't out on time from dark or aren't in the right positions. Might buy him an additional 20, 30 seconds.
Dark also can't take his berries. So Dark is just going to farm, I guess, but that is something to consider here. If Dark doesn't do the amount of damage he's looking for.
Yeah.
Slams adding the militia now.
He could delay that archery range as well from Dark, and the scout is coming back, so this could buy him quite a bit of time. But that's a nice little just non-panicked quick wall there from Dark. He'll get the range up around the same time. No real delay there. Good stuff.
I like this stuff. Like, yeah, archers in theory count to the militia, but it delays the archers. You now have a threat to stop Dark from getting back on his berries. I really like this. And Slam's also just going to walk forward here. And he should be able to get a good tower up before his opponent's able to really deny that.
And the food eco is just dire for Dark. Unless he gets access to these berries. Like, if he full commits onto his berries, he's going to lose Vils because of the tower here from Slam. And because of those militia and the full HP scout and the spearman and whatever. And now he's not taking any food from there at all. So he's got three farms to try and keep his TC running.
And this gets really messy here. And Dark knows the middle of the position on Socotra's middle of the map so important. Slam quick walls around this tower. Slam's tower will still go up at a good time. He kills the scout. He's got spears. He's got militia. And both players are sending the boys. This is going to be hard to cast, Dave. But I think we can assume a lot of stuff's going to die here.
And players are going to have to be really careful with garrisoning Vils. Slam loses one already. Dark does not lose that one. He pulls her away in time, but he might lose her. He does. His tower is going to go down, and now it's way easier for Slam to fight in this position. With a tower available to him, Dark's going to have to run away from this. Dark is still just in a dire situation for food income. Slam manages to delete the palisade wall. That was a good quick house from Dark, but he's stuck. He is stuck.
Now, Slam's also going to have skirms behind here, Dave. So behind this, he's got some farms. He can take his berries. He has a really good tower position to work with. So I actually think as Slam's blocking with the spear and kills another villager, I actually think I prefer Slam's position now. What a turnaround.
Oh, yeah. 100%. You look at just even the food eco for Slam. 13 on food now, but his DC has been, I'd say, a little bit idle is
just a little bit. That's
the fair way to put it.
That's low by Socotra standards. It's all right. It's not a big deal.
Archer's looping around to the right side, and Slam's gold is over there, and he's got a villager on 4 HP, so better protect her. Dark has done a great job to get these farms up, though.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he didn't really mess around with it once he realized the berries were going to be contested. And the sneak archers, it's not something that Slam was ready for. You could tell he was kind of expecting it, though. But good work there from Dark to kill a Vil. Very awkward AI-looking army from Slam on Dark's woodline right now. And Slam just being annoying. Yep.
24 Vils for Slam, 25 for Dark because of the auto TC time there from Slam. Also, Eco KD 3-3.
Yeah, seriously. Farm Eco is good for Dark. Going into ranged units now, will probably make some of his own skirms. I think it should be notable here that neither player can make a tower right now. They'd have to mine a lot of stone to do that. So something to look for if the ranged units get out of hand for one player. It's going to be really good for them because there's no panic towers, no fallback towers available.
What's your guesstimate on the double bit axe timing, the first double bit axe in this game? When do you think they're researching it?
Am I saying the stage of the game or the time?
The time.
Oof. I think they've both forgotten, which is why you've asked me that.
Yeah.
So I think probably like 23:15 is my guess.
I'm going to go with a hot 31:30. I might as well go for the content guess, right? The game might not even be running at that point.
I respect you for not going for the safe guess and guessing like 1 over my guess, you know?
Yeah.
The jelly bean in the jar guess. Yeah. Slam's kind of trapped himself here. Oh,
damn,
God.
He's getting it, bro.
Oh, come on, Slam.
Cancel it. You need food. Cancel.
I mean, we make the joke, but a lot of players forget. If they try and get it for first thing in Feudal in most games, a lot of players do forget. So that's a really big deal.
This micro was kind of ridiculous from both. They were just kind of looping around, trying to get their skirms in the right position to snipe the units from the other player, and Dark ends up winning that one. Courtesy of the armor.
Yeah.
Like, big advantage here, having that armor automatically. As Slam now pushes out with the Vills, is he going to go to that stone there? He's waiting for wood. He's going to go for the stone now. He's thinking about extra towers. Yep, that mana camp is...
Why is Slam not wall at all? Like, he has so much time from the house next to his range diagonally to the left to just give himself more space to work with here.
Fletching's coming in too.
Yeah, fletching is big, but it's going to be fletching for both. And Dark's got the ranged advantage, and Slam really just hung around too long at Dark's base next to all of Dark's reinforcements because Dark has the range there. And now Dark, he's going to feel like he's in a good spot because Slam's not taking any gold, but Slam is taking stone in the middle.
He can take gold there too. That's a good mining camp, actually.
Yeah.
You can kind of... I know it's going to be messy. It's not the most efficient thing in the world, but you can allocate a few villagers over there to take gold.
All right, and now you're, of course, back on your own gold if you're Dark. He's also taking his own stone. Slam going for a loop around with the skirms. I'm sure if Slam had archers, he would try and hit the gold from Dark, but I don't think it's really worthwhile to try and do a sneaky counterattack with just skirmishers.
A tower up on the front of that hill could hit so many farms and range the gold, too. If Slam could get that, that would be really nice.
And it's a good siege position for later on in the game. I agree with you that doing that right now would be a priority. Yeah, he's going to go for the defensive tower on the gold,
stone
though.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark has 19 farms placed. That's crazy.
Yeah, he did a really good job. I like how he didn't mess around with it. Like, he was making farms before he had even started to attack the walls around his berries, so he just said, screw it. Not worth it to be that risky here. And if Dark is in Castle Age first, the ranged units that both players are making, Dark gets armor on for free. And then he could just build towers everywhere with the Korean bonuses.
I love that preemptive tower from Dark. He's like, he had the same thought process. Like, if Sam gets a tower there, that's really bad for me.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put one there. He could even stay on stone and go for a castle, Tristan, if he has excess stone when he gets to Castle Age. It looks like Slam is trying to buy his way up. He's selling stone. Dark is just going to get there naturally.
Not only the tower, but the thought process to realize I'm not really benefiting from my archers right now. So let's put my archers inside of my tower and start to shoot down Slams. Because if Slam wants to compete there, Slam has to put his villagers in there, which means he isn't mining stone. And that's some unnecessary idle time that a lot of players don't want to deal with.
Double bid axe. What did you say? 20 something?
I think I was 23, like 10. So that's a little bit more
22-10.
respectable.
Yeah.
I mean, Slam got that, but it's like right when he got that eco upgrade, everything else kind of fell apart for him here. Feels like a very natural moment for both players to consider a stable for Knights in Castle Age because of the amount of skirms. You know what's annoying is when you're in Dark's position with this tower and you try and click the tower and you accidentally click, because of the way certain buildings are placed, you can't click it. You know what I mean? You just click like a random palisade. He's doing fine now. It should auto attack for him, but it just made me think of a couple painful moments.
Does Slam want a castle here? Like, what's the approach from Slam?
Yeah, he just bought stone as you said it. So I think he wants Huskarls. And as good as Huskarls are against archers, I think War Wagons are actually pretty good against Huskarls, at least in early Castle Age. And Dark's going to have a castle first, and he's going to get Guard Tower for free when he gets to Castle Age.
War Wagons aren't doing that much damage against Huskarls. They are tanky.
Isn't it
and they're
like...
better at killing villagers. They're not doing that much, no.
Huskarls
they're doing like 3 or 4 damage per... If the
I guess I
armor.
considered that to be good in this case in Castle, but I think monks and War Wagons, and then suddenly, if it's monks War Wagons, then it gets really tricky. But I guess you could say the same. Slam might need to consider some monks as well. Oh God,
some good house walls there from Slam.
We're not going to build the defensive castle, Dark? Really? No safe castle? Oh God.
Oh my God. Okay, what is happening here? Slam is sending more vills. Dark is sending more vills. He's sending out the archers too, but his skirmishers were weak from before, and Slam has so many villagers here. I think Dark needs to cancel this one.
I I think you're right. I mean, Slam's done the right thing to bring more villagers. It's chaos. It's Socotra. Dark, if his castle gets denied, he could lose the game. I'm so shocked he's gone for this. It's been the right response from Slam. Okay, Dark will be fine. Dark's castle will go up. And now, good luck to any units that are around these castles. Welcome to Socotra. Holy crap.
The problem here is that, like, Slam's castle is protecting his base. Dark's castle isn't really cutting off a resource that Slam couldn't otherwise get in another position. And Huskarls are just going to be so much more threatening here than the War Wagons, and they're actually a good solution to the War Wagons if the wagons go in and raid the eco.
Yeah, I think...
So as long as Slam clears it up and gets his villagers safe behind, here he's actually in a decent spot.
I think the
War
first
Wagon
move...
versus Huskarl matchup.
The first move from Slam, though, it can't be to defend from the wagons. It has to be stream Huskarls right into Dark's eco. You know Dark's castle isn't protecting that eco. Get in there. Try and do some damage.
The first move from Slam is queuing up battering rams because he's going to go push that castle.
Oh. And does Dark see that Siege Workshop? He does, and he saw the flag. Okay, so Dark should know then, Dave, that that's going to be the case here, right?
Maybe.
And then what you do is you'd have your mangonel behind your castle. Some players even wall it in just to make it so a ram push wouldn't be as doable. But yeah,
I don't know if that, like, if Slam gets Bod Canero, I think he can range any mangonel behind that, unless you put the mangonel a couple tiles further. But then the Huskarls can just come in. It's going to be tough, regardless.
I think either way, though, going for rams, epic play from Slam. If he didn't have those rams on the way right now, I'd worry for his chances. But, man, I mean, the series has been back and forth. The games have not been easy for either player who's won, right? So, feels like this one's going to matter a whole lot for the series.
War Wagons are going to be doing 4 damage now against the Huskarls once the armor is in.
All right, Wagons still hoping to attack. Still more opportunities for Dark to see that Siege Workshop. Notice that nothing has popped out of the Siege Workshop. And probably think
mangonel
what's
is
in
very
there.
Exposed on the right side.
Yep.
That's not good for Dark at all. He needs that behind his castle.
Dark's trying to go fast imp, Dave. He's trying to go fast imp. He does not expect the ram play here. And so as Mangonel's now gone down, there's going to be Huskarls that could run into Dark's eco. We'll probably have to do damage control there.
Villagers
and Slam,
are weak too.
This is the time, Slam. When Dark's distracted, maybe go out. A lot of players don't go with just 3 rams, but I think you can since your castle's so close. And then what will Dark have without a castle?
We have so many Huskarls here, dude. Like,
yeah.
There's 3 in the back that are just being super annoying. If they get over to the gold, it's going to be brutal. There are 2 monks there from Dark, so he can convert 2 of them. If he's paying attention, Slam is in there. He backs away wisely.
Wow. Fast conversions. Dark will be happy. Those 2 Huskarls might actually be helpful.
Wait, that got converted? I looked away. What?
Yeah,
how did they get converted?
Just crazy conversions.
God.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, my God.
I mean, Dark, meanwhile, he's not scared of the Huskarls or the TC fire at all, so he's just been camping in front of Slam's TC.
Slam, we just got to go. We just got to go, man.
Go
we just
for
got
it,
to
man.
move.
But, you know, you just need to make sure the castle's down by the time he's in him. So you can technically wait, but I think if you're taking damage underneath your TC like this, Slam's going to try and house wall these in.
He's going to wall him in. The Huskarls are doing bonus damage against the wagons.
Okay.
They're doing pretty good here.
That's really good play from Slam, and now you go. Now you have to go with the Rams, right? He's waiting.
Come on in, Ram, and welcome to the Slam.
He's being so patient in such nervy moments here. This is crazy. I think Dark's dead, though. Dark has not thought of this. He doesn't realize how many Huskarl Slam is saving up. And the whole reason Fast Imp is on his mind is for Trebs. And if you don't have a castle, you can't make your main military unit in the wagon, and you can't make Trebs. Slam is going to win this game. There go the Huskarls. Oh, Rams. My God. And there go the Rams.
Oh, boy. And from Dark's perspective, this is suddenly very worrying.
Yes.
So many Huskarls, so many Rams. That monk with the relic isn't really going to help. He's going to wall up behind this. And I guess Dark is now switching his
hand cannons?
Composition into hand cannons. Yeah. Hand cannon, bomber cannon.
Well, bye-bye castle. Slam thought it through. He thought about this 5 minutes ago. He thought about this the second the castles went up. It took a long time to get here. But down goes the castle. And like, you don't have a lot to stop these Rams from advancing onto the other buildings either. You really need siege behind your walls right now if you're Dark.
I think the real gamer move from Slam right now would be hunting out that university. As soon as he sees Imperial Age come in. But he takes out the archer range anyway, and Dark's going to have to replace those. There's a keep there, but the Huskarls will be tanking that damage. And +2 armor is even coming in from Slam. He's just sending the Rams forward. Right now, Dark doesn't really have anything against those Rams.
And Slam never... Obviously, you can't go imp here, right? You just got to spend all your food on more Vills and more Huskarls. I hope you can get enough done here. The keep's going to get battered down, partially anyways. Dark's done a good job. The wagons have helped. The Vills there. Every little conversion helps. He needs time so he can create hand cannons out of these ranges. Right now, he's only got one range, and that's on the left side of his base. Oh my goodness, dude. That's a lot of Huskarls right now, and they have full armor now.
Huskarls. Yep, that's a lot of Huskarls. He's going to find the monks. He's going to kill a monk. The tower should go down. The Rams will still be alive here, if barely. And the other Rams are working away on houses and production buildings and everything. So it's getting very messy.
And the mill's down.
Very
and the mill is down. Dark didn't wall the mill. Oh, now he drops the house. But maybe there's a way for Slam to get through there. Hand cannons can now come out. He's got 3 in queue from the range on the left. He is under so much pressure right now. He's got like no food eco, Dark. But he still could, if he can get enough monks and enough hand cannons, Slam's push just stops here. Like
50 villagers for both. Dark walls behind here. Dark is doing a great job just trying to survive.
What? This is so... This reminds me so much of the first game, where Dark just somehow is able to hold on against ridiculous all-ins.
Well, Monastery's going to go down, so the relics will disappear, and then it's going to be 3 on gold for Dark. That's it. He's got that gold. He is going for another TC in the north.
The monks helping. Range is now down, but I mean, we've got 4 hand cannons on the field with 5 wagons, which have gotten some kills. Oh my god, Ram on
the
monk
Ram
action.
is attacking a monk. Oh my god.
Hand cannons need to be dealt with. It's gunpowder versus infantry. The hand cannons are really strong here.
The Huskarls do get bonus damage when they get up close to the hand cannons. So there are, I think, 3-shotting them if they get up close. And Slam is just trying to whittle down the number if he can. But right now he's losing Huskarls. Oh boy. One interesting thing is that Dark has had archers on the stone from Slam at the back of his base. So Slam hasn't been able to get another follow-up castle or anything like that, which could really help him here in this situation. He does have stone in the north, but I think he's just fully focused.
Dark is going to win this freaking game. Are you kidding me? I thought he was so dead when his castle went down. What in the world? Slam's on 7 Huskarls. There's about to be 8 hand cannons. And while Dark doesn't have a castle to make trebs, he did get chemistry, and he could make bomber cannons to push the castle. And Slam's going to go Anarchy, boys. So he wants to spam even more Huskarls, and he's going to spam them out of the barracks.
Needs more farms. Needs more on food, dude. Needs more on food.
Yeah. No horse collar, right? So a lot of those farms have been expiring. This is wild, man. What like special ability does Dark have where he could stay alive in these games? It just felt like Imp was going to take so long.
He goes for a wall on the left side. He brings in the relics as well. Archer range for Dark for more hand cannons, and the Huskarl is taking out the archers on the left side, so Slam can suddenly go back on stone again. He buys stone for another TC.
Maybe for a TC, but then or to repair that castle. Yeah. But like
repairing the castle.
You need probably 20 Huskarls right now to think about a fight, and even then, I'm not sure if that fight will go all that well for you. It needs to be a lot, and that's what Slam is hoping for. Imp isn't going to be possible, but if he could just mass enough Huskarls to jump on this and clear it up once, maybe he's okay. But man, Dark adding more stone walls, which is so smart. Grabbing relics, he'll have 4 behind this. He actually has a villager lead too, because he's been on 2 TCs. His food eco's stronger than Slam's and everything.
Siege tower.
Honestly, not a bad play. A siege tower could have been useful earlier as well. Not to go over the walls, but just to roll up to the hand cannons.
Well, he should have put his Huskarls in the Rams when he was near the TC there.
Yeah,
just put him in and roll him into the base, right? but it's not something you think about. I mean,
Yeah.
all the YouTube comments, low elo legends will be saying put your units in the Rams, but usually it doesn't work.
Yeah,
So,
I think he did it like once, but you know, there's always reasons why, you know, players don't do it in game, and I think a big reason is just the focus and speed they put into everything else. Obviously,
you're better off focusing other places.
Yeah.
On that.
Wow. I mean, you now cannot. I'm looking at his Palisades, wondering if he could delete his Palisades and get through, but I don't think he can. So there's now no easy way to stop your castle from going down, which is why researching Anarchy was so important. And Dark sees it.
Main army.
Look at the outpost from Dark as well. So he's got vision. He's outposting to the left side too, Dave. This is so good. So there's no surprises here.
It's very important for Dark that you make sure your attention is always on your hand cannons, because if you ever get surrounded here, the Huskarls will win that fight.
And I don't even think you ever want to go to the side. Just push right through the middle here. Don't be fancy with your positioning. Big fight has to happen for Slam here. The Bombard cannons are exposed, but I'm seeing Huskarls get flattened.
Yeah, that wasn't a good fight for Slam. He couldn't decide whether he wanted to go in the center or engage against the hand cannons, and it's just nice job from Dark. Damn, dude.
I mean, I really felt like the Ram Huskarl play was going to do it. I felt like chemistry would take too long to pay off. Maybe for Slam, in order to win this game, he needs to eject the Rams a bit earlier, take the castle out earlier, and apply pressure to Dark's main eco earlier. But I think game one, it's just impressive from Dark. Holy crap.
I think Slam had a chance there. Even when Dark was in early imp, if he just goes in, he seemed really hesitant to run in with the Huskarls.
Yep.
There was like a couple monks and there was that keep there. I think you just go. Just go. Just make things as messy as possible.
And honestly, if you think about how Slam fought off Dark when he went for the ram push, at that point I'm looking back at it, there's two monks and there's just 4 wagons, and they're just delaying some farms. If Slam wouldn't have sent his Huskarls for that tiny army, and he just sent those 20 Huskarls into Dark's eco, Dark had 0 walls, had nothing to defend from that, and then you use the Rams to take the castle out anyways. So now that I think about it, if Slam's Huskarls just raided then, Dark would die, the castle would be down, and then maybe Dark loses 20 villagers, and then hand cannons aren't a possibility. That was just, I mean, again, a great hold from Dark, and what an important game that might be for him, dude. I did not expect this series to be this close, honestly. Every game has been really, really tight, so Slam's got to respond now. Here we are, game number 4. This is going to be freaking epic, dude. And I'm really pulling for Slam in this one so we can get a 5th game in this series. But a reminder of the situation, these guys played all group stage. They made it to the playoff stage as they were unable to get first in their group. And honestly, it feels like either of them, whoever wins this series, they're going to be able to get some solid wins in Platinum because their strategy's been really strong. But, you know, only one player is going to go through. And look at this build order from Dark, Dave. He goes early dock with the Japanese.
Dude, this is a Nations Cup build order. That's what this is.
Did they do
that Nations Cup flank build order?
Did they do this?
You go up like
with Japanese?
Yeah. I saw people do this. Like, it's big with Dravidians if you have it on your team. But I saw this from Margugu, I believe.
Okay.
The Japanese on the flanks.
Well, it's got some spice to it, and the idea is to get fishing ships out faster.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it's not too bad economically for you because your lumber camps are still really cheap with the Japanese, but
I just wonder if he goes fishing ship first.
Yeah, he has to.
Or lumber camp first.
He has to.
Right?
Like, if you're Dravidians, I think you can make an argument to build the dock early just because it helps you with the house, but I think the only reason to do this is probably to get early fishing ships.
Well, you do have the villager taking in shorefish, which is fast as well, while your dock is up.
That's true.
So that's a little bit of an added benefit. And yeah, I think he's just going to get one fishing ship out, taking the straggler trees, and then he's going to add that lumber camp in.
Okay. So he's
because you need to afford the lumber camp, not only the fishing ship, the lumber camp, but the house.
The house too, yeah. Yeah, it feels, in my mind, unnecessarily awkward when you're Japanese, and if you just build the lumber camps, you're going to have the docks up at an amazing time anyways, but I do want to point out why Dark's doing that. Now, question, how many games of Migration and Gold do you think you saw, like, throughout the group stage, roughly?
10.
10? Okay.
Plus.
What were players doing in the middle during Castle Age?
They usually open monk
Yep.
and stable.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you about this. So I was just seeing, like, it started off, players go TC and monastery. And then players are like, well, they're adding monks. So I'm going to go 2 monasteries and go atonement and just convert their monks. And then there were a couple
Hart
games
went
where...
for Dravidian stable, so...
Yes. So the reason I'm excited about that, right? Because the reason he did that in my mind, obviously could have been other factors, but the round previous, Target opened stable and smashed his vills building the TC. And you could tell Dark or Hart had this like WTF moment. Oh my God, that's actually really good. And then he tweaked it. So I'm really wondering if Dark and Slam are going to add stable here as well, because it has not been the most common strategy yet for migration in the middle. And I think it should be. I think it's really smart to add some scouts.
I think if you... I don't know. I think it's smart if your opponent isn't prepared for that.
Okay.
If they suddenly realize you're going scouts, then all it takes is a few pre-walls around your villagers making the TC or whatever.
Yeah.
You have the TC up faster, right? Maybe you can include the monastery in those pre-walls so you have a nice little spot for your monk to sit. Like, it's just something that you, if you're expecting it, maybe you can counterplay it fairly easily for a low investment.
Yeah.
And then you go into barracks, stable, spearman scouts later on. Dark has a little bit of idle TC time here. Same with Slam, and Dark's was because he got housed there. I think he was experimenting maybe with this fishing build order, early fish build order.
Yeah.
And might have gotten punished a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what Slam's was because of.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just a little sloppiness. It is awkward. I feel like the majority of people who ever watch Migration, they don't play it. So they don't realize how spending your wood becomes an issue when you're churning out fishing ships all the time. But the meta has become fast cast on this map, and the reason for that is because it takes so long to get your navy over to the opponent's fish. So very frequently, in early stages, we had people adding galleys, and by the time they get their galleys over there, their opponents already had like 6 more fishing ships than them, and then their opponent can just defend with fires. So players just kind of feel like it's not worth it.
Yeah, and the way to adapt to the early galley push or whatever is just go, a FC build order, but before you click up the castle age, you're queuing those fire ships. So you're just laying yourself by like a villager and a half or something like that, but you're still getting to castle age.
Yep, so I would expect 10-ish fishing ships. Italians have the cheaper fishing ships. It's cheaper to go to the next age with Italians, and then cheaper dock tech, so that's why they're one of the best civs in the game here. They were actually banned more often than not in the group stage, so we haven't seen Italians played as much. Japanese was left open a bit more frequently, so I feel like Japanese has actually been... Like, Japanese Dravidians actually were the 2 that we saw more so in the group stage than anything.
I saw Italians. Bengalis was pretty common. I don't remember Dravidians that much. I think Hart was the first time I saw Dravidians. And then Japanese... I think it was mostly like
and then some
Italians,
Malay.
Bengalis.
And then some Malay.
And some Malay. Yeah.
I think in Platinum, I think that Bengalis will be seen more. That's definitely a pick, the top 20 like. In tournaments, we've seen Bengalis picked on water maps before. Especially if those players do feel like making monks in the middle is smart, right? The Bengali monks are also helpful there. A pretty clean build from Slam. The timing might look like it's not perfect here, but I think with the amount of food that's going to be dropped off from his fishing ship soon, he should be good. Slam never pre-queues vills, and it's stressing me out right now. Pre-queue a vill, Slam. Pre-queue, come on. Okay, well now he's got a second of idle time. We both watched Slam stream for years. And he never pre-queues a vill when he's on his way to the next stage. No. It bothers me.
Sometimes he goes back after like 5 seconds. It's always the same response. He's like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I wasn't making a vill there.
Oh, wait.
Dude.
Slam's going galleys, dude. Slam is going galleys.
He's going for a couple galleys, and then he's going to go FC.
Oh, you think he'll add fires anyways.
Yeah. I think it's against Japanese. You gotta go for the galleys if you're gonna threaten the fish, right? You can't go fires until you're castle age anyway.
I think it's full galleys. And if he goes full galleys, the theme in my mind is always you have to put a lot more focus on microing that.
It's Slam. He's got that focus. He's fine.
It could be tricky for Dark to be able, or sorry, tricky for him to really punish Dark. But Dark hasn't added a fire yet. He goes for the transport early, so very different from what I was expecting here. And Dark could absolutely be punished by this. I also love how Slam, who's going galleys, hasn't split his galleys, dude. So many players will split them. One to the south, one to the north.
Doesn't make sense. What are you going to do with it?
Exactly.
You'll find them faster, but you're not going to be able to do anything
exactly.
with it.
Yep. So I like this decision from Slam.
Just commit to one side. You're good. And Castle Age is on the way for Slam. He's about a minute behind Dark, but he's going to be putting pressure on here. Unfortunately for him, these are Japanese fishing ships. So these will take many, many hits to go down. There's 1, 2, 3.
And Dark's just like, I'll give this one up.
5.
He actually had 11 fishing ships.
7.
8. There he goes.
9. I think he missed a shot along the way.
Yeah.
Could have been 8.
Oh, there's the Vils in the middle. And Dark has his scout. He's, oh, Dave.
Forward docks?
He knows what he wants here. He wants a forward dock on Slam's side. And if that gets spotted by Slam, he could deny it with galleys. But I think with 3 villagers building it, it might go up. More fishing ships getting sniped. Slam doing more than I expected here. Dark has his 1 fire trapped by his villager on the dock. Do you see that?
Yep.
I don't think he notices that, but the fire can't come out at the moment. All right. This could be pretty interesting here. War Galley tech should be coming in for Dark. It's on the way. His fires will be upgraded. Slam does not see that dock going up on the front, and oh man, he's going to be gutted if he doesn't realize that and deal with that dock.
I mean, there's nothing coming out of that yet. War Galley is not yet complete, and Slam found the transport ship. He almost killed the transport ship.
Ooh, true.
Dark, which could have been huge.
It's an interesting spot to send your transport if you're Dark. He might not be planning on bringing much more over to the middle now that he's getting his TC up, but Slam's fishing ships will show the dock, so he sees it. Fire ship's about to come out, and Slam's going to lose all those fishing ships if he doesn't get out of there.
Just save your transport. That's the most important thing. Save the transport. Don't let it go down.
Oh my god.
Fishing ships are actually pulled away. The fire didn't find that in time, and Slam's going to have War Galley, and he's going to have a decent amount of galleys at home, so he should actually be able to counter that. But he is being pushed in the south by more fires, and this is going to be a difficult defense here for him.
You've now got fires coming in towards you from 3 different angles, and you're microing with a unit that you normally need all in the same spot. You've got fires in the north, you've got fires from the center, and then fires from the south. Slam's got the skill to do this, but it's not going to be easy for him at all to manage it.
No. And War Galleys are just way clunkier than galleys. They're harder to micromanage for sure.
Yep. And good luck focusing on the middle too much when this is happening. And Slam's dropped the monastery. He's looking for a TC. The scouts actually find each other. This is huge. The Slam needs to make sure he doesn't lose his scout, and same with Dark there. And does Dark notice this? Dark going to lose
Downhill
his scout
hits.
there. That's huge, huge play for Slam. That's so
and
nice for him.
Not even a barracks. Not even a barracks for Dark. So he can't add a scout right away.
Yep.
Again, as Slam clears up some of the fires to the south, he's being pushed off this middle area, and he's going to lose another War Galley most likely. But he does get his TC foundation up.
Oh, man, that scout.
And
that scout.
Still has some fish alive.
Slam that scout. You can kill monks with that scout. And he saw it. Oh, boy. Starting to like Slam's position a bit more. His TC will go up. He'll kill the monk. Dark, he needs to mass a whole bunch of fires because Slam's going to be coming eventually. But, I mean, I would feel paranoid, too, if Dark had that dock. I almost would want to clear up Dark's dock before I went across the map here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Even make a few fires of your own. Just to cancel it out. Slam is actually trying to convert the spearman that Dark made, and he does get it, and he's going to grab that relic, too. He sees the siege workshop from Dark, so he knows that there's going to be some pressure coming over here. It's definitely not a situation where Dark would have been able to click up to Imperial Age already, so definitely just mangonels from that siege.
Here comes more fires from Dark. Really good micro, actually, as he also goes to convert Slam Scout, and that could be a conversion. It's not. Slam Scout will go down to the spear, though, so no scouts for either player. But still, Slam can't move out. He can't damage the fishing ships from Dark. And Dark now has a 10 villager lead because he's been on TCs for so long.
I think forward dock is good here from Slam. Forward dock, if you can afford it, and just a couple fires.
Yeah, I agree.
Into the eco from Doubt. Or from Doubt? From Dark.
From Doubt. We'll see Doubt in the week in TTL. We'll be saying a lot of Doubt. I'm really pumped for Platinum because it's going to be the same story. What big names are going to prepare, and then what promoted players have been practicing for the last 4 weeks. Just waiting for opportunities in the first round to take wins off a big name.
Doubt's playing really well right now. He's won 9 in a row in Clash of Empires.
Oh, dang.
He reverse swept Viper, so... I mean, he's run 9 in a row, dude.
Whoa.
I'm expecting big things from him.
All right, Mangonel v.
Redemption
Mangonel
is
soon.
coming in for Slam.
Yeah, interesting. So Slam wants to convert the siege. He'll also have his own siege.
Yep.
Slam still can't move out. Like, he still needs to take this dock out. Great job from Dark. I think if Dark didn't have that dock, the rest of this game would have played out very differently.
And the dock is going to go down before the fire comes out. Nope.
Fire comes out. Redemption comes in for Slam. His Monk is now chasing the Mangonel. And Dark knows that Redemption's in. And he's just hoping. Oh, and he went back. And that was a big mistake.
Oh, no. You got to get rid of that Mangonel, man. You can't let that live. Oh, boy. Slam's trying to convert the Ram now, too. Does he convert it before the Siege Workshop goes down? Dark runs away. Slam is chasing, and Dark is now getting Sanctity, and Slam's going to be able to repair this Mangonel unless he kills it.
Rip. Oh, man. This got really messy. This is a fun migration game here. Dark's going to go Atonement now to convert Slam's Monks, and Slam's doing the same. And more fires looping in from Dark. I think this is where Slam loses everything on water. There's so many fires here.
He's got a demo here. He's got a demo. He might be able to do it. He gets a decent demo shot there. But yeah, there's way too many fires. Way too many fires.
Yep. So this will put pressure on Slam to do everything on land, right? He has the edge with the Redemption upgrade. He still has a Siege Workshop that could make some Siege to push forward. But economically, Dark has just pulled ahead. And his fishing ships are still been working. We've had redocks from Dark on the sides of the new islands here. On both sides, so his fishing ships are a bit more efficient.
Why is he going for extended battering rams? Does he just expect the castle from Slam? Atonement is in for both. Slam goes for a castle there.
Castle.
And the Mangonel will not be able to snipe down that foundation.
But if Slam's Monks get converted, it could get messy. I think this is good for Slam. Redemption wasn't in for Dark. Redemption wasn't in for Dark. He forgot one upgrade, and if the castle goes up, Slam could manage to bring this one back economically. Oh my god. Is Dark sending Vills to try and deny this right now? He's got Rams chasing Megan. What? The Rams are pushing back the siege?
The castle is at 80%.
No
Dark
way.
Is converting villagers right now. It is at 88%.
Not enough.
Slam needs to send more villagers. Not enough. It's a doubt castle.
It's a doubt castle. We summoned doubts by bringing him up earlier. What in the world? And Slam needed that castle. He's now behind by 30 eco. He's got no water control that really is going to accomplish much. And oh man, now Dark could just drop his own castle soon. That could be it. Oh man, I really thought that castle was going to go up there.
Yeah, I think if he puts it a little bit further back there on that hill, it goes up. I think it does, because then he's got more room to work with, right?
What a weird moment, though. If Dark would have added more Mangonels instead of the Rams, then they would have been converted, and it would have been disastrous for him. The Rams are actually the play because the Monks have to stand next to them to convert them. And then he just converted Slam's Monks.
He's going to try and go up to him.
Yeah,
but this is try and go up to him.
You just know you're dead. And Slam decides, let's not even try it. And Dark, the second place player in his group, he moves on to Platinum. Slam will be back in Gold another season. What a fun series, though. For me, I think Slam made his life a little too difficult trying the galley play. He's got the micro, but we saw how difficult it is to utilize them here.
Yep.
What a great job from Dark, though. I think his strats were probably better the whole way through, but Slam's going to be regretting maybe not doing some things differently in some of the games that he lost.
He had a chance to win most of them, right? And my key takeaway from this series is that Dark is really good with monks.
Yeah, it's
really good with monks.
True. And also eco, right? Like there's not a lot of flair with his archer micro or knights or scouts. There's nothing about that, but it feels like he's always on town centers. He's always creating vills, and he's always converting something, you know? To be up at 87 eco and then do everything that he just did is really impressive. But it will be fun to see Dark back in Platinum. I'm also excited because we got to put a lot more focus on gold this season to see Slam back in gold. And, you know, third place in a really good group is something to be proud of. 9 wins in a group with Zato, Dragonstar, Kingston overtaken Stark is solid. But you know, still just doesn't quite have it to be able to win against some of these higher tier players and win a best of 5 to get to Platinum.